Hi, my name is Nathan Woodwani. I'm currently leading this year's flow-through financing for Titan Discovery Corp. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what flow-through shares are, how they can dramatically improve your after-tax return, and why Titan's flow-through offering is a unique opportunity for Canadian accredited investors. Alright, so let's outline the terms of this year's offering. Titan is raising $10 million through a flow-through private placement, priced at 55 cents per unit. Each unit includes one flow-through share and a half warrant, with a strike price of 70 cents and a 2-year term. The minimum investment is $25,000, and the funds will go directly into advancing our flagship Peninsula Project in Quebec. The private placement is now open for Canadian accredited investors, with a closing date set for the end of September 2025. So what are flow-through shares? Flow-through shares are a tax vehicle that are unique to Canadian mineral exploration companies. When a company like Titan spends money on exploration, for example drilling or sampling, these are classified as Canadian exploration expenses, or CEE. With a flow-through structure, Titan is allowed to renounce the CEE to you, the investor. That means you get to claim a 100% tax deduction for your portion of the exploration spend, even though you didn't directly incur the expense. This is a way for exploration companies to raise capital efficiently, and a way for investors to significantly reduce their tax bill while gaining exposure to the upside of a project. Now, on top of that 100% deduction from the flow-through shares, there's another layer of benefits: the critical minerals exploration tax credit. If the exploration is focused on eligible critical minerals like titanium, vanadium, phosphate, or rare earth elements, Canadian investors can claim an additional 30% tax credit on their invested amount. This stacks right on top of the regular deduction, making the structure incredibly tax efficient, especially for investors who have a high personal tax burden. Because Titan's work is focused entirely on critical minerals, with 100% of the raise going towards eligible Canadian exploration expenses, investors in this offering qualify for both the full CEE deduction and the 30% CMETC tax credit. So let's break this down with a quick example. If you were to invest $100,000 into Titan's flow-through offering at 55 cents per unit, you would receive full exposure to Titan's upside, just like a traditional investment. However, with the 100% CEE deduction, as well as the CMETC tax credit at 30%, this results in a net after-tax cost of roughly $16,000 on your $100,000 investment. Sometimes it can be even lower depending on income. That works out to an effective price of about 9 cents per unit, all while holding the same number of shares and warrants. You can see that this structure is designed for tax efficiency without giving up any exposure to the potential upside. There is also a variation of this structure called charity flow-through. This has often been marketed as the cheapest way to give and allows for high-income individuals to maximize their tax efficiency while giving back. There are 4 key players when it comes to the charity flow-through. You have the issuer, you have a philanthropic investor, you have a registered charity, and you have the end buyer. Now it all starts with the philanthropist, usually a high-income individual or family office who wants to support Canadian exploration, give to a charitable cause, and do it in a tax-efficient way. Instead of simply writing a check to a charity and receiving only the 50% donation tax credit, the philanthropist purchases flow-through shares from a company like Titan, just like in a traditional flow-through deal. But instead of holding those shares, the philanthropist donates them directly to a registered charity. Now the charity has the shares in hand, but it needs liquidity. So in a pre-arranged transaction, the charity immediately sells the shares to an end buyer, usually at a discount to the market price. This is how the charity turns those shares into cash. The philanthropist, meanwhile, receives a charitable donation tax receipt equal to 50% of what the charity received from the sale. So in addition to the CEE deduction and the CMETC, they're now also claiming a donation tax credit, often one of the most valuable tax tools available in Canada. And the company, in this case Titan, gets the capital it needs to move forward with exploration. So charity flow-through, a creative and efficient structure where everybody wins. The issuer gets the capital they need, the philanthropist maximizes their tax efficiency while giving back, a charity receives a real cash donation, and the end buyer gets discounted shares in a project they believe in. So you might be wondering, why does this structure exist at all? Well, the short answer is, Canada needs to develop its own secure supply of critical minerals, and fast. Right now, a huge portion of the world's titanium, rare earth elements, and battery metals come from countries with geopolitical risk, including China and Russia. In recent years, we've seen export bans, supply disruptions, and aggressive market control used as leverage in global negotiations. If you'd like to learn more, or if you're ready to participate in Titan's 2025 flow-through offering, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to walk you through it.